together. Good afternoon and welcome back to Midday Kentucky, everyone. So, Barry, you didn't tell me I was almost ready to go on air.
Same open every day till I got ready.
Hello, everyone. I was just saying, it just dawned on me, we had Mother's Day together yesterday.
That's correct.
We had a little nosh down
Happy
at
Mother's Day.
Tzatziki, which is over in Hamburg. And I cannot tell you, if you want a good feed of Greek food,
It's the place to go.
we even had some, I did ask for a little bit of baklava.
Oh yeah, that
And
was
they cut it up
delicious.
in, and it was absolutely perfect. What'd you do
Plus,
for
I got a coupon for a buy one get one free euro. So
Oh, you did?
I'll be back maybe today.
She loves a deal
Perks,
now, Katie.
perks.
How was your weekend?
It was great. We went up to Ohio, visited family. We spent Mother's Day with Doug's mom and his sister. It was great. And we also celebrated Doug's birthday, too.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Good.
And we had a surprise party for him at a restaurant in town. His high school friends, very good friends of his. We kind of coordinated that and surprised him. He was shocked. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he said he was really excited about that.
Good. Well, that's good to hear. Guess what, everyone? Roll my music. We are 5 days away from the royal wedding, and we have a fun fact of the day to celebrate, but we're under a week away, and it's Monday. We have two for you. First, Queen Elizabeth II just officially consented to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's getting married. Now, the instrument of the consent recorded her consent. You ready for that? And it bears the signature of the Queen. If we can keep that up, I just want to give you a little bit of information on what all those things mean. Okay, now, also according to the Royal Communications Office, the design to the left of the text incorporates a red dragon, the symbol of Wales, together with the UK's floral emblems, the rose, thistle and shamrock. But here's interesting, the document also features Prince Harry's label and 3 tiny red scallops from the Spencer family arms. But the design to the right of the text also includes the rose, as this is also the national flower of the United States.
So another fun fact I saw.
Did you know that?
with
Hold on,
this-
let me get. I didn't know the national flower was the rose. But before we get to that, I've got to, otherwise everyone gets sick of the music. Roll the next one. Here's the second fun fact for you. If you want something interesting to wear to celebrate over the weekend, guess what, everyone? These are swimmers, swimming outfits, I should say,
Swimsuits, yeah.
for male and females.
Oh,
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm thinking, I just love them.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, stop the music. We're over it now. Katie, what was your fun fact that you want to tell me?
Oh, it's okay. Well, I'll just tell you. So
Yeah.
it says on that certificate I saw on Twitter, they had comparing the permission that she gave
Yes.
when William married Kate.
Yes.
And it calls Kate, there were like endearing titles before, like our dear beloved Kate, blah, blah, blah. But this just says, is marrying Rachel Meghan Markle. And they said she doesn't get that extra description because she's not a pupil of the Queen. She's just her name. She's not the dear beloved
She's not
Kate Middleton.
She's not a what?
She is not a pupil of the Queen because she's American.
A pupil of the Queen. Oh.
Because she's
not
American.
English.
She's not English. She's not British.
Yeah,
So
but-
they said that Kate got this extra, like these endearing titles before her name, but Meghan is just listed as her name, not our dear beloved.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. I hadn't heard of that.
I don't know if that's the reason, but that's
Yeah.
the fact that it said more about her, and her is just her name.
Well, she's America's beloved. And
Yeah. So it was
Wonderful.
interesting.
That's very
The little
interesting because I
difference.
didn't know that she would be accredited as being a pupil of the Queen.
Kate.
Yeah, no, I know that. I know what you're saying. I'm still stuck on that part. I'm going to look that up. That's very interesting. Hey, everyone, getting a dog when you're in a relationship can be great. But what happens when you break up? On the other side, there will be heartbreak, and one woman shares her story about what happened when she kept the dog. She says he was always technically hers, okay? It was a gift from her then boyfriend a year into their relationship. When they broke up, she had to take on more responsibility for the dog. And when a date asks her about her pet, she says a friend bought it for her. But then when she goes over to the ex to drop off the dog, okay, the dog looks so excited to see the ex-boyfriend who actually bought the dog. Here's the question. Should you be getting a pet for each other if you're not married?
Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it? Because I do have friends that have shared custody of their dog
Yep.
after the breakup, and it is difficult. I mean, they have every right to. It's just you're going to have to talk. You're going to have that talk when you break up to decide who's going to get the dog if you do break up.
Dog, cat, fish, bird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it has to be marriage, but I think it has to be that commitment level. Because some people, just want to be not married, but they've committed their lives to each other. So I think unless
you know what I mean.
making that kind of commitment, then no, because dogs, people get very attached to them. Like they're little...
They're children.
Yeah, to some people.
Yeah.
So I think that you have to talk about before you get that pet. Whose pet is it?
Gets it?
What happens if you break up, and if you're deciding to never break up?
It's like a prenup for a pet.
Kind of, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I think there should be.
There should be money in that. I
Talk
reckon
about
I could
it.
start a business with that, everyone.
There you go.
A prenup for pets. Look,
right.
I don't think you should be buying anything like that for a partner. I really don't. I don't think you should get any pet, or you don't go buying those expensive gifts until you're a year plus. I remember someone asked me for something expensive. We'd been dating for maybe 4 or 5 months. I just laughed at them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's a relationship gift, and we're sort of still dating. Do you know what I mean? Is that wrong? Is there a different level for dating gifts and relationship gifts?
Yes, I agree.
Well, I think it depends your level of interest in that person, or financially where you are. Because to me, it might be a big gift that I would never spend that amount on you, but then the other person might make a lot of money and not care and give that to people right away. So I think it depends on their relationship and if it's being reciprocated.
It says
I think
too
if
much.
you're doing really nice things for each other, both parties, then I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But not one-sided. I don't like that.
You are right on the money side of things, but I also look at it like this. It says too much when you're buying, the $600-700 wallet.
Oh, but I would never do that after a year.
I just think,
I would never do that.
I have not done that in 22 years. I have not done that.
I'm in the wrong relationship. Alrighty, everyone. Social media is a place where your kids can express themselves, right? But as with anything, there can be dangers, whether it's strangers or bullies. So instead of cutting the cord on your child's Instagram account, I wanted to bring this up before we bring up the list. Are your kids at that age where they're doing Instagram, Lisa?
No, they're on the internet on YouTube, but they're not on Instagram.
Right.
Or Facebook.
Do they have a phone or something that they can?
A device? Yeah, they have an iPad and they also have a phone as well. But the phone is not used as a phone per se. It's just a gaming device for them.
Well, I look at it like this, and I brought this topic up today because I thought to myself, it being summer, kids are more and more likely, because they're not seeing their friends, are probably on Instagram, they're probably on Snapchat, and all these devices that are out there. So I wanted to bring up a couple of points on how parents can be a little bit more involved, be an active participant. And what that means is find out what the kids are doing.
Right. Well, even with YouTube, my youngest is on YouTube a lot.
Have you got security locks on that?
No, we
he
don't.
could type in any naughtiness or...
He could, but I do check it. I see it. I see it not only on the iPad, but I can see it on my phone too, on my YouTube, because our accounts are connected.
Oh, okay.
So I can scan and see exactly what he's been searching and what he's watching.
Good.
So.
Let's bring up the next one. Tell your kids to be careful about who they follow. Now, this is on Instagram. Now, we're talking about Instagram here. I don't know how to check if someone's following someone.
Well, it's very easy. You can just click
You're
on
the
their
Instagram
profile.
queen. What do you do?
It's just like, I guess, Twitter or on their profile, it says who do you follow and who follows you. So anyone, if you have a public account, can look at it. Like I
So
could
you
go
could
right
look-
now
oh.
and see who Lisa follows.
Yep.
Oh, you can?
And you can see who follows me and who I follow.
Okay.
Not if you have a private account, but I think most parents do not allow their children to have a private account.
Well, this is interesting. Tell them no if you feel uncomfortable with what they are doing. You are still the parent. Would you, saying no to a 14-year-old on Instagram is pretty tough.
Yeah, no, not really.
It does.
I'm paying for the device.
Okay,
and,
Katie,
so
I thought
it's
about
my
this
say.
because I didn't understand this safeguard. Number 4 is create 2 profiles, a Finsta and a Rinsta. A Rinsta is the real Instagram page, and it can be set as a private profile. Have you heard of this?
Well, I've heard of this not as a tip. I've heard of parents needing to be aware of kids we're seeing, and state police warned us about this, that kids will make 2 accounts.
This is, I think, what
tell
they're
their
meaning.
parents about one of them, and the other one they're doing
All the
maybe
bad
what
stuff,
they shouldn't
yeah.
be doing. So parents need to watch out for this.
Okay.
The kids having 2 accounts.
I also bring up the 5th one, enable Instagram's safety features, which include filters and the right to report or block anyone harassing your child. What filters? I didn't know about this on Instagram. There's filters that you can block? I had no idea. Where
I've
is
had
that?
to block.
You just go to like the settings account. It's fairly user friendly. Yeah.
I've had to block some of the, these
Trash.
random trash things that
Yeah.
are coming through. I've blocked those, but I haven't had any other issues with
Yeah.
Instagram. At
Well,
this
I
point.
know I click on, I don't want to see ads. When they come up, I'm like, oh, I've seen that 30 times today. Do you know what I
Right,
mean? I click
right.
on that, but I didn't know I could. Can you block people on Instagram?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You can block them from different things as well. You can leave them on their
Interesting.
account, but block them from your stories. And they do that because sometimes you might not want a certain person to know where you are, and people
Oh
post
my
those
gosh.
stories live.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Well, tell us what you think. Head over to Midday Kentucky's Facebook page. It'd be interesting to hear our viewers' thoughts on what they feel about those safety tips as well. Hey, everyone, while presenting her thesis, this is really interesting. I've got a lot to say about this. A student decided to deliver it in her underwear. Now, this is because during Cornell University's student trial run, the professor made comments about her clothing choices, saying that her shorts were too short, and she had a moral obligation to her audience to dress conservatively during her thesis presentation. In protest, I should say the student, I hate saying she, the student presented her thesis in her underwear, and other students also stripped down during her presentation. Now, I do believe 28 students out of 44 stripped down.
Yes, they did.
Go. Tables open.
I think that first, whatever, she wants to do that, but I don't think you're breaking any rules. But in terms of if the teacher was out of line, I think sometimes we get too scared of crossing that line or saying something that's inappropriate. And in some ways, I think it's the teacher's responsibility to teach kids when you have a big presentation, when you're in the workplace, what's not appropriate to wear.
Yeah.
So maybe, that some people need to learn that in college.
It's interesting you brought that up, Lisa, if I've got to get to a break. But
Yeah.
I just want to say this. If she did a presentation, the reason why you go to college is that it's a guidance.
Right. Yeah.
Not only
Yep.
is it about learning your future trade, but it's those university teachers are there to guide you through life. Here's the thing. If an employer says that you are inappropriately dressed to do a presentation for the day, if you stripped off at the front of that panel, you'd be fired.
Right.
Right.
So
You would.
why isn't she expelled for doing that? It's not a protest. That's defiance, what she did.
Yeah.
Not a protest.
Yeah.
And I think there's a difference. And I think it's all good and well the students also felt the need to back her up, but she was obviously dressed inappropriately.
Yeah. I think maybe just give her a bad grade, not expelled,
Yeah.
but it'd be like, well, you didn't come with your A game.
Maybe you are
know?
correct. Maybe fail her or something
Yeah,
like that.
I don't know.
Hey everyone, coming up, we're learning how Clark Regional Medical Centre is providing higher quality care to their parents. Barry, I can see you, boss. How now? We'll be right back.